There is no human tribe. Tribes, as we know them today, did not exist then. We were all one people.
A world united. But wait. The ruins on Virga Island. There's nothing left of the civilization today.
A war. One that all but destroyed the world past. But its destruction was born of the discovery of Magla. Or as you call it today. Do you wonder what they battled over? They were racked by division. Over the abstract, undefinable idea of rightness. They tried to destroy something invisible. And any idea of absolute rightness is born of fear. That fear flooded the world and gave way to war. The people we now call tribes were either born of artificial division for the sake of the war effort, or natural adaptation to survive the hellscape after.
Unbelievable. We've met plenty of people caught up in pointless conflicts. Given the choice, and yet the truth is, that world's already fallen apart.
Such drastic physical changes would normally have taken eons to effect. Accelerated by Magla, however, it was... You understand now, yes. We, the Elder, are the survivors of the old world. Our ancestors fled the flames of war and thus escaped the ensuing divisions.
It beggars belief. Tis nothing short of astounding. But then, what?
By the war's end, both sides were consumed by fear. Their magical assaults escalated with each retaliation. Rampant Magla distorts the body and mind. By now, I'm sure you know that better than you ever wished to. Humans are what remains of that branch of humankind that succumbed to melancholia. Broken, horrifying testaments to their own mistakes in the war of magic. Some persist, breed, and multiply as any beast does. Others live centuries of agony before their lives burn out. Even we do not. Regardless, when the 8 tribes settled in this land, our claim to the human legacy was forgotten. To the people, therefore we took on an alias instead. The same one by which we are known today.
So, the old world couldn't control its magic, and... Wait.
Indeed, what are magic igniters to you? Tools for the church to shackle the people, perhaps? Or weapons that hide In truth, it's the opposite. Igniters are tools made to limit magic. Restraints made in self-discipline. The Sanctus Church of today is muddied by greed. But its faith was born of good intentions. They once urged self-control, and that at times they preached we must close our eyes to the truth when it would only lead us to ruin. By this benign tenet, history was obscured, and the Elder denounced.
I had no idea. It was a grim irony.
His Majesty only hid his son's ancestry to protect him. Yet in the end, thought Forden could attack the village under any pretext.
With all that said, you have now reclaimed your true form. The friends that stand with you are of different tribes, and as you are now, you may walk the path of the rightful king. The path of a modern world, where the tribes walk as individuals.
The sovereign's power, thou king to be, entrusted with the will of the people. To bear their hopes is to be their rock in the storm, and to face anxiety in... Yet, anxiety itself is not something to blindly reject or desperately cast away. Accept thy weakness, walk forward alongside it, and thou wilt grow strong.
And besides... Let's do it. Let's fight.
That's it. I've made up my mind. I'm with you to the end. No.
Where's this coming from?
Before we got there, this guiding voice thing told me my duties were over. But what am I gonna do? Just go, okay, bye? Especially after we've come this far together?
Even you've got to cope with anxiety, eh?
I realized something in our travels. Anxiety can lead people astray. But overcoming, there's always anxiety in the unknown. I know what it's like to be afraid of something. That's why I think it's my duty to help people face and connect with their anxiety. Is that okay? From now on, it's not about orders. I'm with you, because I want to be.
I'll be counting on you as always.
Same here. Stick close to me, okay?
Well, we're past the worst of it, but the problem remains. Luis's dark magic. We've seen it turn the boy into a monster.
A forbidden spell, turning sane mortals into the fearsome human monsters. In other words, a destabilizing this man named Luis. He may have his own past in this ancient sanctum.
Luis has been here? What do you know of him?
What do you wish to know?
Who exactly is Luis?
Every time I heard of his doings in the wider world, I felt more and more. His knowledge of humans, his skills in magic, his grasp of darker arts. As it happens, a name does occur. Among those old families who perished in the fire, there was a family of doctors, I believe. In an effort to better heal the ills of the people, the details are long since lost to the fire. But if Luis bears our legacy...
Wait. What about Luis's ambition? The vision Rella saw. Do you think he actually wants to turn everyone in the kingdom into humans?
There is no known magic strong enough to turn many people at once, and none that can be cast quickly.
Even if it was possible, I don't know what it would accomplish. But this is Luis we're talking about.
What do you wish to know?
What is this forbidden spell?
The essence of magic is in the control of Magla. However, just as its chaos may be calmed, that was what you saw. He whipped your innate magic to a frenzy, and you were lost to melancholia. Just as the humans of the ancient war once were. In every age, the cause and effect are the same. People learn fear, become slaves to their anxiety, suffer, and thus, the power...
Pardon me. You mean to say anxiety is the sort...
Magla is a substance born of the heart, generated when one feels anxiety or fear. By certain means, it may be in this way, it is by virtue of the anxiety in our hearts that we gain the power to overcome it. Magic is but in turn, Those burdened with more anxiety and fear produce without the willpower to face your fear. The magla overflows, uncontrollable by magic, with the world embroiled in chaos. These outbursts of swollen magic may be happening all across.
'Tis the answer to everything. The melancholia crystals, the beasts driven feral, the ferry.
Hold on. If Luis's art is rooted in bringing out this chaos, then anyone might be next. He said he became a monster because he's elder, but that wasn't the complete story. If what you say is true...
Indeed. All people today are ultimately descendants of humankind. If Luis so chooses, yet as long as you have the strength to confront your fears, even...
But if he would turn people into humans,
if there is any motive for such cruelty, if Luis is truly from this village, then their fire would have cost him everything. Such unjust tragedy could easily beget a third, even if it meant wielding a magic that twisted life into something terrible, instead of uplifting it. Indeed, it seems the opposite.
Who goes there? Someone flees!
That's him! The malformed assassin who struck at the prince! He's bound for the woods!
After him!
What now?
No.
Ready?
Stop! You... Zorba.
So it was you behind the attack?
Indeed it was. I killed the prince, though he died all too easily. And the odd thing was, his aura. So I decided to bide my time a while and listen. And it's a good thing I did. Who are you? Are you the prince or not? Whatever your answer.
Do you have any idea what Luis is really scheming? If he becomes king, everyone in this country is doomed.
If that is what Lord Luis so desires.
it's almost impressive how blind your faith in him is.
I suppose it's just easier to follow instead of thinking for himself. He's forgotten anything he read.
What do you intend to do? The crown is too heavy a burden for your reedy frame. Lord Luis is the true king, who will save the worthy. And you...
He is no imposter, fiend. His Highness has finally taken his first steps on the road to victory. Here, at his journey's end, after enduring these countless hardships, he has become a true successor, a true ruler.
Well, imposter or not, it's all the same if he's a cop. And so I shall return the prince and his dying legacy to the underworld, where they belong.
Bastard! I wondered why you ran away. But it was all to lure us straight to this monstrosity.
Keep your guard up. The Melancholia is fueling his magic power.
We've come too far to be stopped by something like him. Let's put our power...
This guy shows up again just when we've unlocked some new power. Kind of feels... Okay, time for a new fight. All right, let's take it down and then get after Zorba.
The blade's edge!
Withdrawing! I shall vanquish evil! This better hit!
Who should I beat up?
All right!
Observe the enemy. Let justice prevail. Pierce through them!
Vitus power!
Is there another way?
Lend me your strength! Maybe there's a better choice.
Looks like we can't brute force through this one.
We'll do this together!
Strike true!
Let's do this!
Now, what's the play? Are you prepared? It's time to strike!
Stay insane in a... Oh, awesome souls, do your thing! Get wrecked!
Shield! We've got to do something about those apples!
What can I do?
Badly wounded! Can anyone heal him? Let me handle those apples. All right, leave it to... Now it can't heal itself anymore. Don't waste your chance. Get in there!
Come! I'll run you through!
Stroll can't
okay.
take any more.
We can do this.
Someone
Lend me your
heal
strength!
him.
'Tis yours.
I'm not out of this yet. Moving to the rear. I call upon royal power within. Run them through! Wasn't
Someone get
enough.
him back on his feet!
Time to switch.
Please leave this to me.
Stroll got knocked
sworn
out!
oath of
Can
knighthood.
anyone get him back on his
Dark
feet?
Knight! Pierce! They yet cling to life.
The captain's on his last leg!
I won't hold back!
Someone,
Maybe
get him
not.
healed
We'll
up!
do this together!
Strike true!
wasn't bad at all.
Even I had more to learn.
Power can be... Yes, I've become
I'll
stronger.
always aim higher.
The bastard got away!
I say, you chaps boggle the mind. It's no mean feat.
I'd hoped as much. You may yet have the power to face Luis at his full strength.
It's good to see you're safe. We've certainly taken these powers a long way. Maybe we thought ourselves invincible. But don't worry. At long last, the prince is safe. In a manner of speaking.
Still, what's our next move? The people think you a monster. We'll not find any public backing like this.
Alces once said that His Highness the Prince was a soul born into adversity. He is royalty and elder both, heir to the legacies of heaven and earth. When the day comes that His Highness may be revered as the good ruler he can be, then the world will truly be free of prejudice. And that, he said, is why we fight.
In his own words, huh? We have to fight for what he believed in.
Right.
Come what may, my life is a shield raised in your highness's name. Are you prepared to fight Luis to the bitter end?
We fight him together.
Yes. By our efforts, we will stop Luis's reign.
If he ends up king, he'll be sending all traitors to the gallows. Not just us, but any innocent folks he doesn't find use for.
Look, I'm never giving up hope either, okay? All we have to do is beat him, right?
Looking forward to the victory song.
Well, we've got bigger things to worry about now. But I can't wait to sing it.
You... I'm still amazed. Your mother. She loved your father. And you, but listen well. Once you leave this village, you cannot return and... After all, an old crone like me can't take care of you forever. The world's fate is in your hands. Please, put an end to the tragedies of humankind's failures.
Thank you. For everything.
Our final battle lies ahead. Yet, before all else, His Highness has only just awoken. Let us rest in the gauntlet runner for today.
It's a bit strange, isn't it? I was convinced we'd been together for a long time. The beginning of my journey may have been a false memory. But my journey with you and the memories we've made, those are, well, guess I'm repeating myself. But I'm glad we're working together.
Stay beside me forever.
Well, when you put it like that, you're gonna make me blush.
The mystical fairy, Gallica. Your tempered bond has become a fire-forged trust. By the grace of her newfound powers, worked...
We've got the path to tomorrow in front of us, and I'm gonna lead the way. When things get tough, remember this magic. The music meant for you will play in your head. By the way, the chiefess told me something about your novel. Apparently your parents gave you... I wonder what your parents wanted you to get from reading it. What they hoped for you, I guess. The part we're reading today is the last chapter. It's about the ruler of this ideal world. The last chapter is about the ruler of a utopia. The one who governs this utopia must have an unwavering will to maintain justice in this world. Yet, as long as one lives by their ideals, a utopia is not the creation of a single mind or a single power. It is a world shaped by all its people. The last part sounds a little more metaphorical. However, even a utopia may one day fray at the edges, and its people may come to conflict over the question of what is a true utopia? What is a true ruler? None. So even the author of this book struggled with these questions. And if Lady Cruidain mentioned the king was a real idealist when he first arrived at the village. But little by little, the pains of reality crushed his hope. And he even lost his... With that in mind, I can honestly see why people would be drawn to Luis. But we can't lose either.
Right.
You've got the power to change the world. And that's what I'm going to help you with. That's my mission. My real mission.
Saw what happened. So, you found a... As far as I know, there is no record of your newly acquired archetype ever being used. Even an archetype whose existence was only theoretical. Known to some scholars as the magic of true sovereignty. I once said that to be elder was your inescapable fate. However, magic is a process by which we confront fate and tame anxiety. And archetypes are its essence. They are manifestations of a resolve, capable... So then, what do you think is the foremost, most inescapable fate a person must bear?
The foremost fate? Not really sure, but...
Indeed. It is birth that is inescapable. You cannot choose who you are born to, and what... Yet by some strange tangle of destiny, you were given a choice that the very act of existence denies most people. Do you understand? You stand on the threshold, not as an unearned title of bloodline's chance, nor as a mere authority over people. You have taken control. That is what it truly means to be a hero. And it is the crux of the power that is a wit. What glorious coincidence indeed, that I, as a scholar of archetypes, might cross paths with and witness.
Indeed, 'tis his hands that bear our fate.
Who? Yes,
swear I've heard it before. And Who are you? You with this voice that moves hearts. Speak! Who are you? Why have you awakened this boy to his power?
If it is answers you seek, then go and claim them.
Are you? Could you be?
As for you, I bid thee awaken. Move onward to thy final ordeal. Take thy place at the final proving of the Ascension of Kings.
Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Okay, all our preparations are just about set. Now that...
All this royalty? It always felt they lived in a different world to the like...
'Tis proof that bloodline decides nothing. We are one
Looks like this is gonna be our last mission. Any final words you want to say?
We can't give up. Stand strong to the end.
Of course. No way we're losing here. I've got...
About the new stuff you've felt and learned since becoming the prince. Why is it that you want to be king? It's not about honor or power, is it?
I want to protect this country and its people.
'Tis the answer I hoped for. As your knight.
Well, I guess this means we're ready as we're gonna be. Here's all right. Let's see.
Let us hurry.
Oh, come on.
This place here.
Let's move. Oh. Let's move.
You see?
Yeah. After having made so many sacrifices, the group has gained new powers and ascertained new truths. Their arch-enemy, Luis, already has one hand on the throne. Even so, they march ever forward, spirits rekindled by battle. They head to Grand Trad, for the fight is far from over.
That Elden boy is nowhere to be found.
Speaking of which, I don't see the general.
The voice of the pro-Luis faction became too overwhelming. He was ultimately forced out. Why is this happening? Even if the Sanctus Church's favor has collapsed, why is it that Luis alone is reaping the benefit?
The public mind is the same as it's always been. It's too difficult to find answers.
It's always easier to follow than to have to make all the risks yourself. Now,
can you imagine Luis on the throne? Can you imagine what he'd do with us? We'd be the first on the chopping block. Do we hide?
Is this really the time for idle chit-chat?
Who are you?
Just a passing wastrel. Thought I'd drop in for a word since I was in the area. You might have one way to survive.
Well then, let us depart.
Lord Luis, your pardon. We've encountered an unexpected snag. I killed the prince in the Elven village. I confirmed his death, yet it appears the boy candidate has merged with...
Resurrected?
Yes, and what's more, the boy candidate was the actual prince after all. Something about his soul having traveled independently, and then returning to his corporeal body.
I see. So his ideal form was spun from Magla. Whatever the case, this means the land's true prince has reawakened in his sanctum. How interesting. After these long years, my chase may finally come to an end.
Lord Luis, what is it about that bastard that fascinates you? Yeah, I won't let it end like this. I have to do better. I need more power. I will show Lord Luis I am worthy of his gaze.
We'll soon be arriving above the royal capital.
Excellent. As planned, increase altitude and enter the royal palace in the sky.
Are you certain? We'll be heading directly to His Majesty, the former king, and...
Rest assured, that old fool is powerless to stop me now. Proceed.
Understood.
Let the final banquet begin.
Come on, any takers? Any bets for the other candidates? Remember, if Luis loses, a silver coin could turn into mountains of...
What are you trying to say? You think Count Luis is going to lose?
Oh, no, of course not. I'll just say.
I'll call that bet. All in on His Highness the Prince.
A Sanctus bigwig gambling away his tithes? This really is the end of the world. Didn't know his esteemed prince.
I mean, he's not really the prince, is he? Was actually a monster in disguise all along. Haven't you heard the news?
Must be tough, being an easy mark. It didn't take much for you to buy everything Luis was selling about them. The fireworks went off the moment he said, "Behold." Remember? You don't think there's any chance Luis or...
Oi, churchman! You've seen Count Luis lie to us. You think he...
An illusion, eh? What if I said it's a power more dangerous than that? Always struck me as odd. We all know Luis, the mighty human slayer, but how does he keep finding the things one after another? Seems a bit convenient, if you ask me. Like he knows in advance where these monsters will appear to cause havoc.
Easy to nitpick and gripe about him, isn't it, churchman? Maybe someone needs to shut you up.
All right, all right. Let's keep things civil, eh? No sense becoming a monster yourself.
Oi! What's all this fuss about? Damn it! When Count Luis is king, you'll all be the first at the gallows!
Well, they're probably just as anxious as the rest of us. All that yelling and thrashing helps fight it off.
It's more than that. Pockets of society have resented the upper class for ages now, but this might be the spark that lights... Luis's respect for power is certainly cruel, but it's fair to an extent. Those of us pushing the state...
Even then, everyone's on edge. They'll jump at any excuse to argue and...
Blind fanaticism and doom go hand in hand. If we don't find some common ground soon, it'll collapse beneath... Luis left saying that he'd be waiting at the royal capital. Only one place he could be. All eyes are on his Skyrunner as it rises to the flying palace. What are we about to see? Ah, the royal palace. It's been a while. Do you hear me, O king? Stubborn and deathless? This country is distorted. You and the other titled authorities decide who grows fat and who is devoured. The country knows no war only because our very core is built upon a system of societal predator and prey. It cannot be defied from within. That is peace, but not order. Hand over the royal scepter. The game is over. The country needs change, and I will provide it.
Thou impertinent faith breaker, hast thou no shame in preempting the day of judgment?
Do you presume yourself a god? Is that why you wrought your face in stone and took it to the heavens? You're nothing. Just an ordinary...
How wouldst thou wield the king's magic? To what end?
To purify all that your kind have left to rot. You threw away your ideals.
Only the people's chosen may take the throne. The royal scepter and its resting place remain beyond you.
This royal scepter, the royal magic. Did you think that only generations of kings were aware of their secrets? Why someone can manipulate world-changing power by use of only a single scepter? Why only those supported by the people can use it? Listen well, O king. The truth behind the royal magic. Huh. So it's true. The country truly is putrid with sin. In other words, if I took hold of it now, then I would have the power to change the world itself.
How didst thou learn of this?
How?
Thou wert elder.
You were not always blind to this country's rot. When you visited our sanctum, I saw and knew the passion in your heart. And yet, what happened to our village? What happened to this country?
Oh.
You cannot stop me any longer. Nor can anyone else. Save...
Snatching victory from the maw of catastrophe, the party descends again on the royal capital, Grand Tran, but they are greeted only by ominous skies. Their return hardly counts as a triumph, considering how they departed. Anticipating conflict, the Gauntlet Runner comes to a quiet stop.
What the hell's wrong with the sky?
Isn't that... Boy! That monster boy's come back! Ah, that's why the sky's grown so hellish. The half...
A more aggressive welcome than I expected. Would any introductions?
It's useless. Words are cheap.
True enough.
His Royal Highness, the Prince, returns! Luis distorted his form through strange and terrible magics, but the curse is now dispelled. His
Boy, if that's really His Highness, then tell us why ain't His Majesty in the sky stop all this bloodshed?
'Cause he's an imposter, just like Count Luis said!
Oi!
calm down.
And you! Never thought I'd see one of the Magnus brothers standing against Count Luis, even the thick one. He took in a Paripus like you, and you spit on him, scum! Only thing traitors deserve is a tight rope and a stiff beam. And you want us...
Lady Juna, I admired you. Why would you risk dying alongside...
I don't intend on dying with anyone. Besides, I'm still me, whoever I'm standing.
Hey, you chief! Weren't you the wretch who got kicked out of the knighthood? Now you're with this pack of throne chasers.
Mustari girl! You ungrateful pagan! Count Luis brought down the Sanctus Church for you!
How dare you strike out at him?
What is all this? The truth of the prince hardly matters to them.
We'll have your heads on pike soon enough. Leave! Get out of our royal capital!
If they're just monsters, we can deal with them ourselves. How about it?
This is bad. They really are out for our blood. Has everyone gone insane?
Oi! Over here! Don't bother with them! No talking this one out. You need to run, now!
We weren't away from the city that long. What happened? Why are all the people so bloodthirsty?
The prince turning into a monster before their eyes still lingers in their minds. After all, a monster entered into their society disguised...
No, that's not...
I know. It's not true. But truth and how it appears to the citizens are different beasts. Moreover, humans have been sighted closer than ever before. The royal capital's populace is unused to danger, so they've become suspicious of each other. How fares your neighbor? Do you run in circles with monsters in disguise? Are questions on the tip of every tongue. Ever since Forden's death, Luis has everyone on a knife edge. He's erratic, and nobody knows how he'll react to those who defy him.
So, at the core of it, people are scared witless, and they cling to Luis as a savior?
You well know that Luis cares not one whit about social status, especially as a token of birthright. No amount of wealth or standing can buy his protection. So even those who may have opposed him at first now counsel that condemning him would be imprudent, as it puts their safety at...
Then we're stuffed. He won't save anyone. Oh, no, yeah?
Oh, that's all true then. This all said, in my humble opinion, what we're seeing in the people now has been in the... Now, has the tournament for the throne truly ever been a fair contest? The Sanctus Church bent it before I met you people. I didn't have much to me but anger and quips. I'd rant and snipe and have my cynical little... Now maybe that outlook's our real enemy. Blind fanaticism, like I had.
We've been told Magla is born from people's anxiety. Perhaps the proof is now before our eyes.
Kind of ironic. But we have to do something about it. If we don't, they'll never listen. Well...
I had the inn prepared. They won't let anyone in but you lot.
All right.
All right, then. Where to?
Let's move.
Everyone. I'm glad you made it back in one piece. Since you left.
Have you changed? You're still the same person, aren't you?
'Tis quite a story, but it deserves explaining.
Alright, wait a minute. Let me get this straight. I had thought all this business with declaring yourself the prince was a well-meaning bluff. But under the deception, you were, in fact, the Still, I mean, how do you get the whole country to believe your story?
Frankly, I doubt it. We've just seen firsthand how far we'll get trying to talk the people down.
Then what will you do? If this goes on?
But you're still you, yes? You came to help everyone, just like you helped me before, right?
Yes, that's right. It'll all turn out fine.
Good.
I see. So, even if no one believes you, you're still determined to settle the score?
Even so, the gulf between us is wider than ever. The people have all but named him their champion. With so little
Hard luck for the honest knight. And not much room left for civil debate now that Luis is openly advocating killing his opposition. Anyway, if there is a key to turning the tide, first place I'd look is the castle in the sky. You saw how violent and volatile the city folk are now, but I don't think it's as simple. I've been keeping an eye on the royal capital while you were off on your jaunt through the woods. Frankly, the change in public sentiment was... It's as if they've been collectively drained of their sanity, and if I had to get...
You're implying it's Luis's doing? Or the eeriness in the sky?
Don't know, but the change in the citizens is certainly odd.
On the other hand, it may well be bait for a trap.
Trap or not, we have no other choice.
Then it's settled. Head to the royal palace and put a stop to whatever Luis is cooking up. With that Skyrunner, you're the only ones who can. And we'll fight in the ways we can too. We'll make sure the whole kingdom hears that the real prince is back. After all...
Indeed. If you can make things better, you might just inspire everyone to remember their own hopes and dreams. Maria's been terribly patient, waiting for you and believing in you. It'll be...
Right.
I'll always believe in you. We'll all do our best, so you can be a good king.
Indeed. If we win, I suppose you really will be king.
We're counting on you, oh king.
'Tis too late today for a grand charge, I fear. Let us take a night's rest, and on the morrow, we make for the castle.
What to pick? Oh, hell.
Let's rest.
You